Hello everyone, this is Satvik, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can implement a simple information gathering tool of websites, okay, by using help of Python. So I have been making Python for ethical hacking series. If you haven't watched them, go and check them out. A playlist is available on my channel. Okay, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do subscribe so that you can see more amazing content like this. So as I told you, we're going to implement a simple information gathering tool using this Python. So first of all, simply import requests. Okay, so request is a module which helps you in sending some requests like get, push, put. So these are the requests that are for web applications. Okay, since we are dealing with web applications, we can make use of this in order to send some requests. Okay, and also let's read let's have let me just a minute, guys. uh, Let me configure my id a little bit so that you could see that better. Yes, I think now it's fine. So I'm gonna read a domain, like a variable which is gonna have the value of the domain. So I'm gonna take a domain as I told you previously. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a get request to this domain. Okay, so it's simple. So I'm creating a variable here which is gonna store all the stuff. So all the methods, as I told you, are available in the request module. In order to call a method of a particular module, you need to supply the module name dot get. Okay, and here I'm assuming HTTPS. Okay, since nowadays all the websites are having HTTPS, but depends upon the site, you can change it to HTTP or HTTPS. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna send a get request to this domain which we are providing, and we are storing all the data in this request variable. So if you ask me what's the use of this, so whenever you are sending some requests, you will be sending some headers. Okay, so here what the request stores is it will be storing all the headers that the server had sent us. So we can read it, and we can find some information, useful data. So I'll show you how you can do that. So simply print request dot, so sorry, this is the variable. Okay, req is a variable which is having this request of headers. Okay, let me save this thing for you guys, and let me run it by simply hitting F5, and let me provide it as google.com. And here you can see a lot of information, guys, like you can see the date which is expires on the server. This is not related to us, this is related to the server only. You can see some important data like latitude, longitude, the cookies, and also the domain, HTTP only cookie, and you can see some various stuff. So this is not all, guys. We are gonna make it a little bit complex. Okay, so you could see here like some stuff is going on here. You can make use of this as well. Okay, so that's basic thing, guys. Let me close this thing and let's make it a little bit simpler. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, so in order to find the IP of any domain, what we'll do is we'll open our terminal, and we'll try to ping that, right? Ping google.com. Okay, so this is what we will do if you want to find the IP. Let me hit enter, and you can see that the IP is this. But how we can do that by using Python? Okay, so since we are implementing an information gathering tool, we should implement everything. Okay, like we need to find IP and stuff, everything. Okay, let me close this thing, and let me add some backslash n's here, because that won't make the data clumsy. Backslash n is for leaving a space, like a line of space, like one line. So now what we'll be doing is we'll be getting the IP. So let me create an variable IP address. And guys, for this we are going to make use of something called sockets. So in networking there is something called socket. So you can see something like, let me open this thing, let me close this thing, and like suppose 10.0.0.1 is the IP and the port is 23. Let's think so. If you combine both of these, like 10.0.0.1 port 23, this is called as socket address. Okay, so and that's what the socket means. And so sockets helps us to connect to the machine. Okay, like you can connect to any machine by making use of the sockets. Like this provides some basic utilities where you can make use to connect to a server or anything else, like networking tools. Okay, so let me close this thing. So what we'll be doing is, since we imported that, so this is not sockets, this is just socket. I'm very sorry guys. Socket dot get host by name. There is an inbuilt method guys, which is named as get host by name. This is gonna provide you the IP address. Okay, so let's provide our domain. Okay, so that's what we need, and let's print it. Let's print it in a beautiful way. We'll make use of these sockets. Okay, sorry, this formatting strings. IP address of domain is uh, okay. So this is what I'm gonna do here, and let me give a backslash n here as well. Okay, so that won't be little problematic for the next statement. Let me save this thing. Let me run this thing, and let me show you what we'll be getting there. Google.com again. You can see here, if you could see properly, after completion of this thing, you can see something like IP address of google.com is 216.58.196.78. So this is how you can get the IP address in using Python. Okay, so combination of all these things is like information gathering. So if we implemented this thing, we can simply provide the domain and we could get lots of data automatically. And still it's not yet completed guys. Okay, still it's not yet completed. So this is like we completed till half. And to be let me show you one more thing here. There is something called IPinfo.io. okay, so if you go to this thing IPinfo.io, so this is really simple guys. So what it is taking is, it will take the IP address. So let's provide the IP address of Google. So I'll show you what it does, and I'll show you how we can use that in our script. Okay, let me copy this IP. This is what we are looking for, and let me paste it here and let's search it. Here you can see some data guys. Okay, so what I'll be doing, so this is what the IPinfo.io does. It provides you some basic, like more information about that particular IP, like the host name, the city, region, location, time zone, everything. So now we are going to make use of this IPinfo.io. So that's the reason, if I simply implemented this IPinfo.io, you won't be understanding what's happening there. So that's the reason why I implemented that. And now let's dive into our program. We close this thing. So what I'm doing is, here we are having a request, right? So now I'll be creating a new request, which is, let it be request 2. Okay, since we are already having a normal request, let that be request 2. And we need again, we need to send again a get request dot get of, and the domain, the IP info location, https / ipinfo.io. okay, and let's add our so this is our IP address, so we'll provide our IP address. Okay, since we need to provide an IP address there. Okay, and there is something called JSON guys. Okay, so if you don't know JSON, so JSON is like visualization language. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like. Yeah, it's related to JavaScript, so it simply may come there. So this is how it looks like, guys, like some data. Like if you could relate, it would be like dictionary. Okay, you can check that out, like it's for implementing the data. Okay, like organizing data and stuff, like something like this, but that's not much more important. But if you're still interested, check that out. Okay, so yes, and here again we need to, there is a module called JSON module. Okay, so this simply converts the text to JSON. That's all, that's what it does, and how we are going to use. And okay, so we created a request, guys, and let's create a variable named data. And what I'm going to do is in JSON module there is something called loads. Okay, so what it's going to do is, let me complete my code and let me come back to you. Okay, so this is in the text format, guys. So what I'm going to do is, we got a text here. I'm converting everything of this to a JSON format. That's all I'm doing here. Okay, so let's print the data and let's see what it's there. Okay, let me hit Control S. Let me run this. Google.com. Yeah, if you can see here, we got in JSON format. So as I told you previously, JSON is nothing but like a dictionary. Here you can see something like a keys here. Okay, and yeah, these are nothing but keys. Here you can see something like IP address, host name. Let me open this a little bit larger. Okay, like region, country, location. These are latitude and longitude. Okay, origin. Okay, postal code, time zone, readme, etc, etc, etc. So this is the data, guys, but let's organize it in a neatly way. And these are since this is nothing but a dictionary, what we can do is we can call these values by making use of keys. So let's see, like let's go to the location. Okay, let's go to the location. What I'm going to do is uh, let's make use of formatting strings. Okay, that would be simple. Location of domain is it's like data of, so that's our uh, variable which is consisting of that dictionary. Let's provide it as location. Okay, or we'll don't do this formatting of things because it would make it uglier. Okay, I'm gonna convert this, guys, just a minute. uh, it's gonna make it more clumsier, so that's the reason I don't want to go with that. Okay, don't want to make it clumsier, so I'm going with this, and here as well. Okay, so I'm doing a simple string concatenation here. So because formatting of strings don't work because double slashes are there and you need to use backslashes, and that would be a different story. So let's save this thing and let's run this. Google.com. You can see something like this. But if you watch previously, like if you could simply print the data, let me do that once again for you. Google.com. And if you could watch carefully, we are only printing the location. But here you can see something like host name. Okay, so this would be important thing, the region, the city and stuff. Okay, so as same, make this is, since this is a dictionary, we can call it, and let me show you a little bit regarding that. So these are keys, guys, and this is the values. So the main advantage of dictionaries is you can find the data using making use of these keys. Okay, so if you call a key IP, the value is represented there. Okay, so that's how you can use it. I simply shown you how you can get the location, but there are many things here. Okay, there are many things here, do check them out. So that's it, guys, that's it, how you can implement a simple information gathering tool using Python. I hope this is helpful for you, and make like, and even this is also a dictionary, guys. You can simply implement, like you can simply make this much more cleaner. Okay, so yeah, this is the boilerplate. Okay, but you can make it much more efficient and much more cleaner. So that's it for this video, guys. And yeah, if you can join my Discord server for more support, okay, because most of you guys are having some doubts, and we could provide you some help in the Discord. Okay, and you, if you want to contact me personally, try to contact me on Twitter. So that's what I'm active on. Okay, and also all the links are in the description below. Do check them out, and if you like this video, please like it and do share to any of your friends who are really interested, and don't forget to subscribe, because that could help me to reach my goals. Okay, so really thank you for watching this video. This is Satvik signing off. I'll see you on next tomorrow. Goodbye.